Well, happy afternoon, everybody. This is Katie. Welcome to episode, I think it's 15. My hair's doing something funky. Episode 15, Many Misadventures of Knitting on the Fly. Sebastian's here. Hi, birdie. He decided to jump up on my lap as I hit the record button. Go figure. So, it's been a short hiatus. I apologize. I was on vacation and I just didn't want to. I wanted to enjoy vacation and just have a good time. So I did. And I get something in my eye. Awesome. Okay, better. So, jet setting. This is the big part. The knitting part is going to be very small. Hi. It's going to be very... Actually not. It was a very productive week. I've got finished objects and everything. But I missed a lot of stuff while I was on hiatus. I basically dropped out the face of the earth during vacation. Let's start it off. Saturday, I don't even know the date. Let me look at a calendar. It would be Saturday, the 14th. We decided, we had plans on heading out to Minnesota to get the airplane, which I revealed in my last episode. I'll put a picture of it on the blog. Some of you did see it already, and if I can talk whilst I look for photos, I will pull a picture up for you and show it to you, although it may have some glare. But we did go and get my grandparents' airplane, which is super exciting. Here's a picture of Jeremy and I with said airplane. Apologize for the glare. Of course, there was some. But that's the airplane. It is a Cherokee 140. Basically, it's a Cherokee 160. It has a 160 horsepower engine, and it's been in my family for 22 years. It is the plane that started me on the whole aviation track to begin with. So I have my grandparents to blame for my career, which is a great thing. Although when times did get tough, I did call Grandpa and say, you know what, this is all your fault, by the way. And he would laugh and say, no, you love it, don't lie. And anyway, so we left. We were going to leave on the 3:55 flight and take AirTran out, and the weather's been sucky. Pretty much anybody in the Northeast, weather's been sucky for everybody, but in the Northeast, it's been nonstop overcast, just like today. Crappiness. So, it's been a rough it's been a rough spring, period. Last couple months have been pretty ugly. So, I was going to go do some flight instruction in the morning. I showed up, and the fog rolled in, went right down to a quarter mile. Airport closed. Oh. Jeremy had gotten off work early. He had just gotten home, and I said, we need to go to Augusta because the fog is ridiculous. So, poor honey has just come off the night shift. No sleep, no nap, stuff in the washer, not packed. He straps up, grabs his stuff, throws his gear in a bag, and away he goes. Sebastian's shooting on my arm. Stop it. And we drive to Augusta. So we called this trip Things That Get in the Way, because things just stacked up like crazy. So the fog rolls in, so we drive to Augusta. We get on our way to Augusta. Route 17 is closed, which is the only road because of I never did see if anybody actually got killed, but there was a massive crash and lift. The cars looked absolutely decimated. So, best of thoughts to whoever those people were and their families. But it looked pretty bad. So, we had a 10-mile detour to get around that. We got to Augusta. Thank God the plane was running late out of Boston. We'd already called them with all our information, so we got there. She checked our IDs, double-checked our bags, I got a text, and put them on the plane. We're good through screening, because we're travelers, so we zoomed through screening, and literally walked out and took off. Got to Boston, and of course we just miss, like, the last push, which we kind of thought we were going to anyway. And then we went, and luckily I'd gotten tickets for Southwest Airlines. So, standby tickets. We were like at the bottom of the list, and there weren't enough seats left. So Jeremy and I jumped on the internet, found out that we could buy 2 tickets for each of us out of Chicago for $60 each, and a ticket for him for $200. Last minute, like right before, a guaranteed seat. And good thing we did, because I don't know if we would have made the flight. AirTran was sold out of Milwaukee, and so we connected through Midway in Chicago. We get to Midway. What's in the way? Airport delays! We had delays. Our plane was delayed out of Orlando, because the plane had to divert they were on their way from somewhere to Orlando, had to divert to Charleston, then diverted to Fort Lauderdale, and then got to Orlando. So they were 3 hours late. We tried to go on the earlier flight. That, of course, was oversold. Everyone had jumped up to take that earlier flight. So we didn't get in until we were supposed to get in at 9:30. We got in at midnight. My my mom was awesome. She came down and got us in the middle of the night. So sorry, you're texting about very important things. So anyway, she came and got us middle of the night. We were exhausted. Jeremy had been up for like 36 hours, so he was whipped. So he slept in the back. Mom had brought, love my mom. She brought pillows and suitcases. We had suitcases, pillows and blankets, and yeah, it was great. He crashed out in the back seat, and me and Mom talked most of the way up, and then I fell asleep, and we got there and totally crashed out. Sunday, what did we do Sunday morning? I remember what we did Sunday morning. Oh, we went down to St. Cloud to get the airplane. Mom and my brother, Peter, and Jeremy, we all went down to St. Cloud where it was got some work done on it, some radio work, had done some repairs to a couple of the systems, and so that was really good. And we decided to take the plane back up to Grandma and Grandpa's because it's only fitting that the plane leaves from its home base. So we took it up to Grandma and Grandpa's, and along the way, we may have dropped in to visit a few people. I will put the pictures on Facebook and then link the I will link the what do you call it? The photo album in the vlog, because we may have dropped in on my dad, my aunt and uncle, my grandmother, a baseball game, my cousin, my great aunt and uncle. It was really fun. It was the first time I'd flown the plane by myself in a really long time, so I was slightly freaked out because it's so slow. It's just a little plane. It's a 4-seater. It's really 2 adults and 2 small kids. You can't put 4 adults in that airplane unless they're all about 120 pounds with full fuel. So, but we went flying. Me and my brother had a great time. Went and landed at my grandparents'. They came and picked us up. My brother had a baseball game. He plays amateur baseball on Sundays. So we went to his baseball game, which they played a team. They'd played them 2 weeks prior, had lost 15-14 in 14 innings, and they won 1-0. It was awesome. Totally awesome. Their pitcher had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning. They got a couple little dribblers. He ended up with like a 2-hitter, which is still really good. And he was actually picked as pitcher of the week for that league. So that was pretty cool. They take it very seriously. This is not beer league softball. This is serious biz for the people that play. And I grew up watching my dad play, so it's fun to see my little brother play for the same team. That was Sunday. Monday we got up early. We're hoping to catch a couple windows of weather. And Grandma came and picked us up. And we went and had breakfast with Grandma, spent a few hours with them. Just went over airplane stuff, and we went to Little Falls. We took off. I cried. My grandpa cried. My grandma cried. Oh, it makes me teary thinking about it. 22 years is a long time. And to think of the plane not being there anymore is sad. But it's in good hands, and I will fly it and love it and take care for it and pamper it. Oh, jeepers creepers. Good Lord. Sorry. But we all cried, and it's pretty cool. It's I think it's every pilot's dream to own a plane, and the fact that my grandparents have the plane that got me going down this road, and I now have it, is pretty darn cool. So, it's a big deal. It's very important. And I'm pretty sentimental, so. Hence the tears. They're happy tears, but jeepers. Hold on, I need a Kleenex. So anyway, then we, pull yourself together! Okay, so then we went to Little Falls, and we took my dad up for a ride. My dad has never actually been flying with me. I did not know that. I thought I had taken him when I was in college. Apparently I didn't. So, he met us over in Little Falls, which is only about 15 minutes from his house. And we took him up over his house and my uncle's house and the town where my grandparents live, and it was really fun. So, we went and did that about a half hour, and we topped off self-serve gas, and which is so cheap. I love it. And off we went. Our first leg was to Morris Municipal, and that is in Illinois. It was about 4 hours. And we got up, walked around. The guy gave us a crew car to go get some Subway. Or we ended up at Quiznos. But we got a sandwich. And then the cutoff low that has created so much of this crappy weather in the east kind of put its foot in our face. So we were supposed to go to 7 Gulf 8, which is somewhere in southeast of Cleveland. We couldn't get there with the weather. So I looked at the map and randomly said, we'll go to Charlie 62, Kendallville, Indiana. Totally random. Ended up being the coolest thing ever. So we take off. We fly about another 2 hours to Kendallville. We come in and land, and we flew right up to the rain. Like, the rain was 10 miles on the other side of the airport. So it was perfect. We could see the rain coming down. We're like, all right, we're done. So we get there, nobody around, which is not atypical, being 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday. But there were some phone numbers on the door, so we used the restroom. They had general access to the restroom. Called the number, and a nice woman, I believe her name was Sherry, answered the phone, and she said, my husband will be right out. Because we wanted tie downs, so I could tie the plane down. And he goes, we'll just put you in the hangar. It'll be free. Okay, hangars run anywhere from $25 to $100 per night. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. And the next morning we got up, and that storm was just cranking. It was just pumping out low clouds. And because of the airplane, I can't go in the clouds with that airplane yet. It needs some more radios and some other work. So we have to stay VFR, which is visual flight rules, which means we need to stay out of the clouds. And that wasn't happening. So we decided I was gonna come back over the weekends and try to rescue it then, and we were gonna come back and enjoy a few days at home on vacation. So we can't find a rental car because the town's too small. Can't find a taxi because there are none. And so I called Roger, and I'm like, I'm gonna fly him down to Fort Wayne, which is about a 30-minute drive, so probably about a 15-minute flight. He's going to get a rental car. He's going to drive it back. And he goes, why don't you just borrow my car? Just fill it up with gas. Okay. So he came and picked us up from the hotel. Oh, and he had given us a ride to the hotel, by the way. Thanks a lot. Awesome. Good people in the Midwest. I'm telling you. So we borrow his car, and we go down to Fort Wayne. We pick up a rental car. We dropped his car back. We had to drive to Cleveland. Because it's the closest continental flight we could get. Drove back to Cleveland. Got to Cleveland. It's about a 3-hour drive. And returned the car. Went to check in for our flight. It's delayed 2.5 hours. And what was happening was the delays were getting worse. And people were jumping onto our flight, even though our flight looked good. And we were still going to have to drive back to... With the delay, we weren't going to get in time to catch the flight up from Boston. And... yeah. We ended up in Manchester, New Hampshire, with a extremely expensive one-way rental car to Augusta, which is not where we live, but that's where my car was. So we got a Hertz rental car from Manchester to Augusta, drove about 2.5 hours. We went to Texas Roadhouse, got us some sustenance, some big old steaks and some bread with honey, cinnamon, butter. And then we drove home again. I don't even know what time we got home. 11? Midnight, exhausted, crash. Next couple days, the weather it's the same. It's overcast and rainy and foggy and misty and drizzly and blah. So, we just spent a lot of time putzing around the house and taking care of stuff here and yeah. So I was gonna go back out over the weekends, and the weather looked awful again. I may have been able to get it back last weekend. I don't know. The weather was so bad up here in the Maine, New Hampshire area that I don't know if I would have got it back. But I ended up having an opportunity today to do some work, and I decided that today was more important than getting stuck out and missing today. So I left the plane in Kendallville. I'm going to go out hopefully this weekend. It looks like the weather patterns are kind of breaking up. So I'm hoping that is the case. And yeah, so that was the Misadventures. Always something in the way. Fog, rain, weather delays, car accidents, more fog, thunderstorms. So anyway, the plane is safe. I talked to Roger, who was the nice guy that borrowed us his car, and he said that the hangar is $94 a month. A month. That's unheard of. Unheard of. That's not even $3 a day. And they'll prorate it for me. Candleville was a godsend because I know the plane is safe. I know all the stuff in the plane is safe. My grandma's pickles are safe. Don't you tell anybody. I so took pickles from my grandma's house. I mean, I didn't take them. She gave them to me. But I'm like, can I have pickles, please? So I have some 14-day pickles, and I've got some regular dill pickles. So anyway, if anybody stole my pickles, let me crack some skulls. Anyway, besides the point. Let's see, what else? So we spent a good weekend at home around here. We planted a garden yesterday, which I loved. Almost done. I actually have a whole bunch of plants, and another friend dropped off horseradish and rhubarb. So, I really need some more space. So, on my break here, I'm going to finish recording, get it uploaded. I'm going to go plant the rhubarb. I think I found a good place for it. So, we'll see how that goes. What else? Jet setting. So, hopefully I'll have more jet setting this weekend. I'm going to try to go out and get the plane Friday afternoon. Hopefully that will work well. I'm hoping, anyway. That's the general plan. So, I think that's it. I probably forgot something. Okay. Let's see. En route. That's all I got for jet, I think. I might think of stuff along the way. I'll save it till the end. I'm going to save it. Reservations is kind of my catch-all fiber area. I know it's supposed to be for questions, but I think I'm just going to use it for the catch-all of the fiber stuff. Jet settings, going to be travel, everything else. So, en route, I've got vanilla socks, which have not been touched. I've got La Vie de Bois socks, which have made great progress. I got to see the creator of them this weekend. I'll talk about that more later. But they have made some fantastic progress. So make sure I don't pull out the wrong one here. So, I'm on the gusset increases, which is awesome. So, Mom will get them on her birthday on Thursday, but hopefully very soon after that. And the yardage on these is ridiculous because, yeah, the yardage is crazy. Highland Handmaids, that's her sock yarn, maple sock, in Survivor. She's got one that's very similar to it called Lady Slipper. But that one she did last October for breast cancer awareness. Oops. So I'm working on that. And high-use blanket. Those are the big ones right now. Landing. Yay. Is the February Lady Sweater. I wore it to the Acadia Fiber Fair that was this weekend. You attack that, I'm going to smack you. I put buttons on it. Is it inside out? No, that's right. Here are the buttons. I love them. So anyway, there you go. I got buttons. I wore it. It's fantastic. It's freaking hot. I had a long sleeve t-shirt underneath. I was standing in the gym sweating my butt off. I also finished the Sheldon blanket. I do not have that to show you because I already mailed it. It had to go. Baby's been here 2 weeks and he has no blanket. In Canada, it's freezing. It's cold up there. It's cold here too, but cheapers. So anyway, that is currently fighting Canadian Customs on its way to Phil and Karen. And so that was landed, or landing, I guess. Takeoff, not much planned for the moment. I gotta get Heidi's blanket going. That wedding is in August, so I need to get it done. So that's not much being planned. Although, while I was gone this week, there's a mystery summer shawl knit-along by Wendy Knits. And I totally missed that while I was gone because I disappeared off Clerk and Ravelry completely. And so I may do that. I've joined the group and I'm following along and reading everybody's progress. A lot of people are ripping out. I'm a little nervous. And I've never finished a shawl. Ever. Even the little ones. But as Heather did say, it's knit long to short. So I might be able to do it. Because I get to about 300 stitches on the increase. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. So they all sit in my UFO bin in that door. Right there. So anyway, we'll see. Ground stop vacation. I didn't do a lot of knitting on vacation. I did a lot while we were driving. But that's not while we were doing anything else. I was too busy running around with my family. So not much there. Holding. I am busy the knit girls still. But it's playing out pretty cool. I did a 2-ply, which is what I was thinking and was verified by many of my wonderful viewers. Thank you very much. And so yeah, 2-ply because it's going to end up being a little bit more even. And then, I'll show you what else I got in a minute. Reservations. Okay, this is my catch-all. So, let me go to my... So I mentioned the nice blonde lady I met a couple times. She is finally caught up with my podcast. And I met her at the Clover Hill Yarn booth right away on Saturday morning. And her name is Vicky, a.k.a. Stitcher Mom from Revelry. So, thank you very much. This is your official shout-out since I finally know your name. And I'm glad you were able to catch up. And, yeah, it was really good to meet you. And I'm glad you contacted me. So, I did talk to her. I went to the Acadia Fiber Fair, which was a little smaller than I expected. But there's some really good stuff. But, of course, I only bought stuff from Heather. And Highland Handmaids. This is Boy Blue. This is 4 ounces of Polworth. It's her pitch pine top. And it's brown. It's actually, that's pretty true. Light blues, browns, and little spots of natural. So that's really, I'm excited. I'm stocking up for when my wheel arrives, which they just had a post. Shaq just had a post last week, I think, on Friday, that said that they're about 3 weeks delayed, but they fixed the problem with the jumping drive band, and they're really happy with it. So, can't complain about that. I love honesty in business. Just tell me what's going on. I'm good. This is White Spruce Top, which is 4 ounce superwash merino. Heather says she thinks I'm competent enough to do the superwash. And these colors, limitless. So one side, you see lots of golds and dark blues. The other side, it's more light blues and little specks of gold. So it's kind of cool. It'll be really cool to see how it spins up. So, I did get those. I'm helping. I got a surprise from her also for my employ in a few weeks when I go to Fiber Frolic. If any of you are in the Maine area, you should come to Fiber Frolic up in Windsor, Maine. It's going to be fun. 2 days of joy. What else? I thought there was more for me to talk about in this part. Maybe not. That might be it. Let me see. And if I miss anything in any of the podcasts, I'm about 2 weeks behind, so forgive me. I think that's it. I'm already at 23 minutes. It's probably good enough, huh? So anyway, so yes, the airplane's very exciting. Very awesome. I feel guilty leaving her in Indiana, but I know she's safe. The other thing I still can't talk about. I'm hoping this weekend. I'm hoping the next podcast I can share everything that's been going on. A few of you had private messaged me about certain situations. I am not engaged. I'm not pregnant. And am I engaged? It's just going to say I'm engaged. That's going to be the title. But it's all good things. And I think life is going to be very good very soon. So, not that it's not. It's good now, but it'll be even better. How about that? So anyway, I wish you all safe weather, since the weather has been particularly nasty. Missouri, I heard, got hit pretty hard yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Minneapolis got hit in the city. I guess nobody's safe. So please be careful. Watch the weather. Get your weather radios. Be safe. Happy knitting. I hope you many errorless rows of knitting, and I will talk to you hopefully this week. Later this week or maybe early next week. So, I'm back in the saddle. Vacation's done. So, I'm back into a normal routine. The summer schedule's coming. More time to record. So, enjoy, everybody. I hope you safe travels, safe knitting, happy knitting, and I'll talk to you soon.